How to tell your boyfriend is secretly jealous of you, especially if you're hot and successful. Welcome to another Rosa Rants, and I've been gone for about 2 weeks because I've been filming, but I'm back and I'm here and I just have some things to share. As I mentioned before on the other Rosa Rants, this one is going to be a lot more flowy, so you're in for a good time. Grab a popcorn, grab your matcha latte, and just vibe out with me for a minute. There's nothing more that I hate seeing than seeing a woman's aura decrease because she's with a man who knows that she's hot, knows that she's beautiful, knows that she's talented and successful and has a whole life ahead of her, and decides to dim her light, tries to make her insecure, make her feel like she's not who she thinks she is or who she knows she is. So I once used to be insecure. I grew up with not just gap teeth, but crooked teeth. I looked like the Halloween teeth that you get from like Party City, the party stores. Yeah, that's what my teeth looked like growing up, okay? And I was completely flat-chested. I don't know if y'all can see it. No surgery, no work done. Life just worked out for me on its own, but I was flat-chested up until 10th grade. So I literally would, I don't know if you guys remember Ask FM, it's an anonymous asking service. I used to get people saying, oh, why is this person dating you? I had like the most popular guy in the school who wanted to be with me. I barely even like that. That was the thing about me. I think what draws people to me is that I don't care. Like I can be a little bit detached at times, but when I care about you, I care about you. But in terms of when people are trying to pursue me, I definitely am way more detached than I would think a normal person is. And it kind of just draws them in a bit more. But yeah, I had like the most popular guy in the school. I was in 6th grade, and all the 8th graders, the group of 8th grade girls who liked him, I'm pretty sure they were the ones who were on Ask FM saying like, why would he want to be with you? You're flat-chested, this, and that. Even my own best friend made fun of me in front of my crush. Childhood, middle school, high school was rough, okay? But guess what? We evolve, we grow, and it makes us better. It builds character, it makes us stronger. Getting to the point, right? Even him, let me actually be real with y'all for a second. This is something that he has actually said to me. He said, it looks like a grenade went off in your mouth. Like, let's pause for a moment for men trying to belittle women. Mind you, you're the one who fought to be with me. If you're watching this, like, there's nothing I can really say. It's just, we just have to have a moment of silence, because how dare you? How dare you? And you know, people like that feel the need to belittle others, guess what? They're the ones who feel insecure themselves, and has happened time and time again. I know I'm speaking about men's insecurities, but let's go into friendships just a little bit, okay? All right, how to do a water break. You got to see my PJs. This is what I love about just recording your own home. Like, you don't have to put anything underneath. But okay, back to the story. I think I'm going to change the title to how to know that someone is secretly jealous of you, because friends can be jealous too. All right, I had a friend. Actually, you know what? If y'all want me, I don't know if I want to go deep into, I don't know if we're there yet. Are we there yet? You gotta buy me like dinner first. I feel like we're on a coffee date, okay? I'll get into more stuff later on in my YouTube journey, okay? I can't give it to you all at once. Like I said, you gotta wine and dine me first, okay? All right, so we're gonna go back to the men, because especially if it's a hot girl who has her own money, who's talented, who's confident, who's successful, if you're not with a secure man, they are going to try to dim your light, because they feel like if you feel like you're smaller, that means that they feel like they're more worthy to be with you. I once heard a YouTuber say, if he says, I don't deserve you, believe him. Because what that means is that he knows he's not at the same caliber as you, whether that's in looks, whether that's in finances, whether that's in accomplishments, emotional maturity, freedom, self-love, whatever that means. If he openly and vocally says that, why is he saying that? There has to be some type of insecurity there for him to say that, right? Think about it. Why does he feel like he is not worthy of your love? Love. Love. Why is he not worthy of your love? See, either he is doing something that he knows is wrong, and that's why he doesn't feel worthy of it, or him himself, his innate self-worth is not where yours is, okay? And it's problematic because a man who doesn't feel worthy or is insecure will project that onto you. It will be projected onto feeling like you're not going to be faithful because, oh, she's too hot, she's too beautiful, she's too successful, she's too talented, she could have anybody else, why would she want to be with me? And he's going to internalize that, and he's either going to poke at you and be obsessive and be controlling and try to figure out if like you're going to slip up and what, like, does she really like me, like what? Or he's going to take fate into his own hands and use not rejection therapy, but instead of getting rejected, he's going to first have the upper hand on you and most likely cheat. I can't say it any other way, because if someone feels that they don't deserve you, they probably feel like you feel that way too. And they feel, if you feel that way, that you're probably gonna want to either break up with them or be with someone else on the side. So they'll either self-sabotage, whether that's through a breakup, or they'll be unfaithful. So that's something to just keep in mind. I wrote a little bit of notes. So poke fun at your insecurities. J. Cole said, all good jokes contain truth, right? And I have to agree with that, because why would we joke about people's insecurities? It's okay if someone else jokes on it. You know, it's like if you call your family crazy, it's like, okay, it's my family. But if someone else calls your family crazy, we're going to war, because don't talk about my family, okay? So it's the same concept. Don't poke at other people's insecurities, whether that's friends, whether that's partners. And a guy who is jealous and insecure will try to poke at your insecurities to literally get in your brain, to start doubting yourself, to start making you lack that confidence that you had before you met him. Like, oh, actually my waist should be smaller, actually like my butt should be a little bit bigger, like. And it's not always in what he says. Sometimes it'll be in the action. So pay very close attention, especially wandering eyes. I have such a disgrace for wandering eyes, because it's like, what did Rihanna say? Make me feel like the only girl in the world. Why are you looking at other people? Now, I don't, that sounds like a little obsessive, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, like, if a girl looks good, and everybody has a different view to this, I will say that. But me personally, at this point in my life, no, we're not looking at other girls. That's not happening. I'm not looking at other men. It's not happening. When I was younger, I'd be like, oh yeah, like she's so attractive. No, because you're opening a seed for lust in his mind. And guess what? Lust is very instinctual. And I'm not saying that lust is stronger than love, but lust is more erratic. It's irrational, and it can cause people to do things that, you know, they may forget about the love that they have for you. Or was it even love in the first place? Who knows, right? So that's that. Don't let him poke fun at your insecurities. If you've told him that you're not comfortable with this and he continues to do so, break ties, cut ties. He does not care about your mental health. He does not care about your self-worth or your image. And I'm not telling you to be a Debbie Downer or a party pooper and like take everything so serious. I'm just saying, if there's serious things that you're working on, you know, getting out of being insecure about, first of all, like, don't let him know. Because men perceive you as you present yourself. Write this down. Men perceive you the way that you present yourself. So if you present yourself as a goddess with no flaws, that is literally how he's going to see you. If you start opening up to him about insecurities and like, oh, but I feel like this, I feel like that, he might have never even noticed that little piece of fat on your stomach. And now he's going to be looking like, oh, I guess she, does have a little chubbiness to her. He was not noticing before. You were a goddess in his eyes. Don't reveal your insecurities to men. Don't. Because either he's going to look at you differently or he's going to bring it up in a fight. Like, if he wants to go that low, now he knows where to stick the knife in, okay? Don't give people that power. I know it's our partners, we should trust them, but I say always keep your weaknesses to yourself. Insecurities, weaknesses, whatever you feel about, because people will use that against you. I've opened up to people about my body image. The thing about me is even things that I'm working on, I don't feel like I have any insecurities. That's one thing about me. When you're really confident, you know that there may be things that you have struggled with in the past. And if you do want to like mention to him so that way he doesn't like poke at certain things, always mention it in the form of you're working on it, right? Like it's not something that you're actually insecure about. It's something that you are working on healing or have healed already, but you just don't want him to bring up. I've literally had someone who's close to me who I've opened up about my body image and how I feel. And they've literally told me, oh yeah, you couldn't move to Miami because you wouldn't be able to compete with the other girls there. What? When you were in my DMs? When you were the one trying to sleep with me while you had a girlfriend? And then you tried to compare my body to a pubescent? But you're trying to sleep with me? Is that, can we say that? Can we say, is that, what I'm talking about? Because what are you really saying? Because I wasn't looking like a teenager when you were telling me all the things that you wanted to do to me, right? That is men trying to belittle you. Be very careful. Very, very careful, okay? And how did I handle that situation? I called it out. I literally said, sir, didn't you say that you wanted to do this with me? So I look like a child and you want to what to me? Sir, no, I'm not saying that. No, I know what you're doing. You're trying to belittle me and it doesn't work actually because I'm too confident to care what you think. Like I've been insecure in life and I'm no longer there. So there's nothing that you can say that can hurt me. That's it, oil to water. You just brush it off, okay? So that's one thing. Okay, the next is these passive aggressive comments like, oh, you think you're all that, and I am, and your brother thinks so, and your best friend thinks so, and your cousin does too. So what are we really talking about? What are we really talking about? Okay? Don't let them say things that are passive aggressive that try to, make you feel less than. Whether that's like, oh, you're posting for an ego boost or whatever the case may be. They're just trying to poke holes into you so that way you can start to doubt yourself. Because guess what? If you think of yourself less than, that means that they think that you'll regard them as higher in your life. Let me tell you why I love y'all. My SD card went out on like my first point in the video. And I went through the whole video talking, sharing my fun, deepest, darkest things and my tips, and none of it was recorded. But since I love y'all, I'm gonna record it again. If y'all can, please subscribe. It would make this feel better. Okay? All right. And this was more of a freeform video. I did have a little bit of like bullet points on different ways that I've observed men try to put you down and are secretly jealous of you, but a lot of it was freeform. So reverse. Okay. So I only got past my first thing, folks finish your insecurities. Another one, actually, I have to redo the scenario where I'm talking about the house. Okay. So if a person is looking to buy a house and the person that's selling the home is showing it to them, they're not going to be like, oh my God, it's my dream home. It's everything I ever wanted. No. They're going to be like, there's a crack in the ceiling over there. And the dishwasher's not working, that doorknob is a little, They'll bring out the littlest excuses to try to haggle down the price. So like, yeah, the floor is not really as solid as we'd like. Do you think we can, work out $10,000 below price? That's what they'll do. And I'm not talking about houses. I'm talking about that's what they do to you and your worth. You know your price tag. You know your worth. I won't say price tag because we're priceless. But you know your worth. And they try to point out little insecurities or little flaws to try to make you feel like you're worth less than. Don't fall for the trick. Don't fall for it. All right, up next, they will always try to compete about the littlest of things. If you make more money than them that week or that month, it depends if you're entrepreneurs or whatever the case may be. They may compete financially. They may compete with looks. They may compete with attention. There's so many different ways, but if they're always constantly competing on little things, they are not trying to be in collaboration with you. I always say I don't believe in equality. Hang me, whatever you want to do. I believe in equity, right? I don't believe men and women are equal. And I think that's fine. I don't think we're meant to be. I think we're meant to complement each other, not compete with each other. We don't have the same biology. We don't have the same hormones. We don't have the same body parts. If it's me versus a man in a fight based off of pure hormonal strength, you put us in an empty room, chances are he's going to win the fight. That's how it is. Women are naturally more nurturing. We are more caregiving and caretaking. It is in our nature. It is what it is. Whatever. Why did I share that? Okay. Okay. So if he wants to compete with you, if he wants to take 3 hours in the bathroom, I've always said, I don't want to date a man who thinks that he's prettier than me. If he thinks he's the prize, yeah, we're not going to work out. Me personally, I want someone like Adam's family. You know who I'm talking about. Right? I want that type of relationship. I want someone who adores me, who, yes, we give and feed into each other and pour love onto each other, but he knows that he's with a prize. Like, he's with someone who's hot, successful, talented, has her own. I think we should all strive to be with someone who actually likes us. And the thing about it is that sometimes men will like you at first, but then when they realize that they may not have much to offer, and this is what I'm saying when I say this, I don't mean that we tell them this or we feel this way about them. I'm saying that men naturally get their self-worth entangled with finances, right? So if you make more money than them or anything of that nature, they're going to feel like, what can I do? Unless they're a freeloader, then they're going to be like, hey, we like homeless romantic, let's go, But most of the times, a man is going to tie his self-worth with his success. And that's just how it is. So if you are more successful than him, he may tend to be a bit more insecure about that. And if he is and works through it, that's fine. But if he's not, then he will try to poke at your insecurities. He will try to compete with you. He would essentially just be jealous of you instead of praising you for your accomplishments. And that's another thing. If you look good or you've made successes and accomplishments and he's not congratulating you and he's not complimenting you, that's weird. What's going on there? You post a story and you get hundreds of replies, but your own man can't. You send him a photo and he can't even put a heart eye on it. It's giving, I don't like her, or I'm going to not gas her head up because there's probably a million guys doing that. Yeah, no, those million guys don't mean nothing. We don't reply to the DMs. We care about you, right? And your opinion matters the most. And the thing is, it's not even about self-validation. It's about you would want to be with someone who is a cheerleader for you. The same way you would want to cheer them on. Oh, babe, you did what at work today? Okay, look at you. Go ahead. Or when he puts on a nice suit. Okay, baby, you looking fine today. You guys should be doing that to each other. That's a healthy, beautiful relationship. And I'm not saying that it always has to be like that, because people who do that and then they go off and do not so nice things. But you should want to be with someone who makes you feel happy and good and feel comfortable in your skin. Another thing is a man who doesn't like to admit that you helped him. Because why are you being so weird about the fact that I set the foundation, or I gave you the layup for you to put the ball into? You know, people who are weird about credit and giving credit where credit is due just never sit right with me, because it's not about the credit. It's about it taking a village, and recognizing the village, recognizing the ancestors, recognizing the people before you who laid out the path for you to be who you are today. And if they can't do that with the people around them, the people who referred them, the people who funded, or whatever the case may be, then it's just not giving a good person. Because a good person will want to recognize and appreciate the people who have helped them. And if they're not recognizing that in you, it's probably because they want to disassociate their success from your workings on it. Why? Because they're in competition with you. They want to feel like they created everything on their own, when in fact, you were the one who connected them to that person. You know, little things like that. And you don't do things, and you don't connect people, and you don't give people stuff out of wanting credit or recognition or applause. You don't do that. One, you're setting yourself up for failure, because some people don't. And then two, it's just, it doesn't matter. You should be doing things from the goodness of your heart. You should be wanting to do it, not for whatever other reason, but for the simple fact that you want to. Because at the end of the day, reciprocity is nice, but it shouldn't be the reason why you're giving. Okay? But I have to caveat that with, don't just keep pouring and pouring and pouring until you're an empty cup to someone who is never going to fill you back up. Okay? So be smart in your givings. Another sign that he is probably jealous of you and doesn't like you is that if he gets irritated easily. Now, we all know if we don't like someone and they're chewing crackers, we're gonna be like, why are they chewing crackers so loud? It's this innate thing that everything that they do kind of bothers us. It's hard to explain, but you have a subconscious bias, a negativity bias towards that person. Now, if he is always picking fights with you, if he is always irritated easily, chances are he does not like you. Maybe he is still in love with you. Maybe he fell in love with you. Or maybe he liked the idea of you, but he does not like you. Because why are you getting irritated so easily? Unless you're like an irritating, annoying person. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you're not. You're on a path to self-development. You're probably self-aware. So we know when we're being a little silly and crazy. But if he's just annoyed and irritated at everything that you do, girl, let him go. He does not like you. Alongside with that is feeling the need to correct you for the littlest of things. And one thing that I was always told in a boot camp that I was in for a theater program was that you always keep a united front. It doesn't matter if your brother or sister does wrong. There's very circumstantial incidents where you correct in front of people. Very, very circumstantial. But for the most part, even if you have to pull them to the side at that moment, you correct them in private. Correct them in private. We are a united front. Why are we arguing in front of people? That should never happen. If that's happening, there are clearly issues that are inside of the home that are now leaking outside. Okay? Keep a united front. And if he's always trying to argue with you for the simplest things, like I'm talking about trying to correct you for you naming something wrong but being rude about it, like, why do we have to do that? Okay? It's giving, I don't really like you. So that's all I can kind of remember from my lost files. So yeah, if you could subscribe, that would make me feel a lot better about yapping and yapping, trying to help you out, and just essentially talking to myself. Even though I am right now, it doesn't feel like it. I feel like we're here. I feel like we're here with each other, okay? So I hope that you stay beautiful. Hope that you stay blessed, stay hydrated, stay nourished, and have a beautiful day. It's beautiful outside, so go enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. And if you want next time to be like really soon, like 2 seconds later, you can click this video right here. See you there.